This footage was recovered from a world that should never have existed, a world almost identical to our own, yet shaped by a single different moment in history. For billions of years, Earth followed the same path we know today. Oceans formed, continents drifted, life evolved. Then 66 million years ago, everything was supposed to change. An asteroid, nearly 10 kilometers wide, raced toward our planet at unimaginable speed. In our world, it ended the age of the dinosaurs and opened the door for mammals to rise. Eventually, it allowed humanity to become the dominant species on Earth. But history is fragile. Sometimes, the smallest change can create an entirely different future. In this world, the asteroid never struck. It passed silently through space, missing Earth by only a fraction of a second. The skies never filled with fire. The forests never disappeared. The oceans remained alive, and the giants survived. Millions of years passed. Dinosaurs continued to evolve, adapting to changing climates, new predators, and a planet that never stopped transforming. Then something unexpected happened. Human beings still appeared, not on an empty planet, but on a world already ruled by creatures that had been evolving for over 160 million years. Civilizations were forced to grow in the shadows of giants. Cities were designed around migration routes. Aircraft shared the skies with prehistoric hunters. Entire ecosystems developed where humans and dinosaurs existed side by side. Every road, every building, every invention, every war, every discovery would unfold differently. The world you are about to witness never existed, but according to science, it could have. This is Earth 17, a parallel world where the dinosaurs never went extinct. And this is its story. 66 million years ago, our planet stood on the edge of extinction, far beyond the moon. An asteroid nearly 10 kilometers wide raced silently through space, traveling at more than 70,000 kilometers per hour. Its destination was Earth. In our timeline, that single impact changed the course of life. Within minutes, unimaginable energy was released. Massive earthquakes shook the continents. Towering tsunamis swept across entire coastlines. Forests burned. The skies turned black, and ash spread across the atmosphere, blocking sunlight for months, perhaps even years. Temperatures dropped. Plants died. Food chains collapsed. Nearly 75% of all species disappeared from the face of the Earth. The reign of the dinosaurs came to an abrupt and devastating end. That is the history we all know. But on Earth 17, history unfolded differently. The asteroid never struck our planet. It passed silently through space, missing Earth by the smallest of margins before disappearing into the darkness forever. There were no global firestorms, no endless winter, no skies filled with ash, no collapse of life. The forests remained green. The oceans continued to thrive. The seasons came and went as they always had. Life simply continued. And for the dinosaurs, the age of giants was far from over. For the dinosaurs, in fact, there was no ending. It was only just beginning. The world never collapsed beneath them. The forests continued to spread across the continents. Oceans remained full of life, and every generation inherited a planet rich with opportunity instead of disaster. Year after year, century after century, million after million years passed. Evolution never stopped. The fastest hunters became even faster. The largest giants became better adapted to a changing world. Some species disappeared naturally, unable to compete with new predators or changing climates. Others evolved into forms unlike anything we have ever discovered in the fossil record. Feathers became more common. Some predators developed greater intelligence. New species spread across mountains, deserts, frozen landscapes, and tropical rainforests. The Earth slowly transformed into a planet where dinosaurs occupied almost every major ecosystem imaginable. Long before the first humans ever appeared, this world already belonged to them. They were no longer survivors of an ancient age. Nearly 66 million years of a completely the dinosaurs had survived. They had adapted, evolved, and spread across every corner of the planet. The Earth they ruled was unlike anything we know today. Then, another species quietly entered the story. The first humans. They did not arrive as conquerors. They arrived as prey, small, fragile, and surrounded by creatures that had already dominated this planet for tens of millions of years. Every sunrise was a challenge to survive. Every hunt carried the risk of becoming the hunted. Early humans learned quickly that strength alone meant nothing against animals weighing dozens of tons. Instead of fighting the giants, they observed them. They learned migration routes. They recognized warning calls. They discovered which rivers attracted predators and which valleys remained safe. Entire tribes built their lives around the movements of dinosaurs. Children were taught to recognize footprints before they learned to make tools.
Hold my hand, child.
Fire became
We must
more
go
than
up
warmth.
now.
It became protection. Shelters were hidden among cliffs and caves where massive predators could never reach. Human intelligence, not physical strength, became the greatest weapon ever created. Because on this earth, surviving meant understanding the giants, not defeating them. And for thousands of years, that was enough. As thousands of years passed, humanity changed, not by defeating the giants, but by learning to live beside them. Every generation inherited more knowledge than the last. Danger became understanding. Fear became strategy. Entire civilizations were built around the movements of dinosaurs rather than against them. The first cities did not rise wherever humans wanted. They rose where the giants allowed them to exist. Ancient migration routes became protected corridors, stretching for hundreds of kilometers. No walls were ever built across them. Instead, bridges, tunnels, and elevated roads carried people safely above the endless movement of prehistoric life. Some smaller dinosaur species were gradually domesticated. They carried supplies across difficult terrain, guarded settlements, and helped farmers work lands that horses could never cross. The largest giants, however, remained completely untouchable. No king, no empire, no army could ever control creatures the size of mountains. Every civilization learned the same lesson.
Stop!
Nature was never their enemy. It was their greatest neighbor.
Fresh Tyrannosaurus
Humanity did not
footprints!
build a world without dinosaurs. It built a civilization
everywhere.
because of them. And by the time history
must turn
entered
back.
its first great age, humans
Modern
conquer them.
cities glow at night.
Humanity survived
Highways
not by
cross
destroying
forests.
the giants,
Protected
but by
dinosaur
respecting
migration
them.
corridors
Every
stretch
child
for
learned
hundreds of
to
kilometers.
recognize their tracks.
Far below,
Every traveler
gigantic
studied
predators
migration
continue
routes
hunting
before beginning a journey. Every city built towers to watch the forest beyond its walls. The predators were never the enemy. They were simply part of the world. And anyone who forgot that rarely lived long enough to tell the story. 66 million years after history changed, humanity entered an age of technology, unlike anything the ancient world could have imagined. Towering skyscrapers reached into the clouds. Artificial intelligence transformed everyday life. Satellites surrounded the planet. Spacecraft explored distant worlds. Yet despite every technological achievement, one fact remained unchanged. Dinosaurs still walked the Earth. Not inside zoos,
Red alerts on the hologram.
not behind
Migration
fences,
routes are shifting.
but as part of everyday life. Every nation on Earth had adapted
Pulling
to
up
their
satellite
presence.
feeds.
Entire governments were responsible for protecting dinosaur
AI,
migration
continue
corridors,
tracking.
stretching across thousands of kilometers. These ancient
the
paths
T-Rex
had
is right
existed
there.
for
Get the
millions
shot.
of years, long before the first human city was ever built.
It's
Modern
ignoring us
highways
completely.
curved
What a
around
beast.
them.
This is the
High-speed
highlight of the
railways
safari.
crossed above them. Even entire districts of major cities were designed to ensure that prehistoric giants could continue their seasonal journeys without interruption. Traffic lights no longer controlled only cars. Smart transportation systems
Drones are on site,
constantly
initiating
monitored nearby
containment,
dinosaur
deploying
activity.
light barriers
If a
and
herd
sound
approached
pulses.
a highway,
Subject is responding.
autonomous barriers
Corridor access
closed
10
within
seconds.
Vehicles stopped automatically. No horns, no panic. People simply waited for them. Sharing the road with creatures weighing over 50 tons was as ordinary as waiting for a train to pass. The skies had changed as well. Commercial aircraft no longer shared the air only with other airplanes. Enormous flying reptiles still migrated across the continents exactly as they had for millions of years. Advanced radar systems tracked every flock. Autonomous aerial drones gently redirected them away from airports, ensuring safe
From
passage
space, Earth
for
rotates,
both aircraft
its surface
and wildlife.
alive with light.
Above
Modern
every
cities
major city,
glow, encircled
invisible
by endless
technology
preaesthetic wilderness.
worked constantly
From orbit,
to maintain
gigantic
a
dinosaur
fragile
migration
balance
routes
between
stretch of contrast,
civilization and nature.
where ancient paths
the
meet
oceans
the pulse
remained
of today.
equally untamed. Massive marine predators still ruled the deepest waters. Modern cargo ships followed carefully mapped routes designed to avoid ancient hunting grounds that had existed since before human civilization began. Even tourism had transformed. People no longer traveled across the world to visit ordinary national parks. Instead, they visited the greatest wildlife reserves ever known. Entire continents protected prehistoric ecosystems.
Wow, look
where
at
dinosaurs
them. They're so
still
gentle.
lived exactly as
Yeah,
nature
they're
intended.
like living mountains.
Observation
I
platforms
hope they stay
stretched
safe.
high above forests.
They're beautiful.
Glass
I wanna
tunnels
draw one.
crossed migration valleys.
Let's draw
Luxury
them
trains
together.
carried visitors through landscapes where tyrannosaurs, triceratops, and gigantic sauropods could be seen roaming freely beneath the morning sun. Children learned dinosaur safety before learning how to drive. Schools taught migration seasons, predator behavior, emergency signals, and the importance of respecting the ancient giants that had shared the planet with humanity for millions of years. Scientists no longer studied dinosaurs through fossils buried beneath layers of rock. They studied living animals. Every roar, every footprint, every migration, every new generation added another chapter to a story that had never been interrupted. Human civilization became more advanced than ever before, but unlike our own world, people never believed they had conquered nature, because every sunrise reminded them of a simple truth. This planet had always belonged to the giants. Humanity had not replaced them. Humanity had learned to live beside them. And perhaps that was the greatest achievement civilization had ever accomplished. For millions of years, humanity believed that survival meant conquering nature. But on Earth 17, history followed a different path. Dinosaurs never disappeared. They never surrendered their place on this planet. Instead of replacing them, humanity learned to live beside them. Cities grew, technology advanced, civilizations reached incredible heights. Yet the giants remained, a constant reminder that Earth had never truly belonged to us alone. Perhaps true greatness was never about becoming the rulers of the world. Perhaps it was about learning to share it. One missed asteroid, one different moment in history, and everything we know would have been completely different. This was Earth 17, a world where the dinosaurs never went extinct, a world that never existed, but might have been. Thank you for watching.